Have you ever stopped to consider that everything you believe about money, time, and your future might be completely wrong? That the biggest prison isn't your bills, your kids, or your job, but rather what you can't let go of from the past? After 40, the clock seems to tick faster, doesn't it? I'm going to show you something so simple, yet so powerful, it could literally turn your life upside down. And that's precisely why most people don't believe it until they try it. After 40, it's common to carry invisible baggage that feels like it weighs tons. Divorces, debts, regrets, jobs that no longer bring joy, distant children, dreams you shelved because you thought it was too late. All of it accumulates in silent layers that drain your energy. It's like walking around with a backpack full of stones without even realizing it. Every repeated thought about the past is an anchor in your present, trapping you in a cycle that only intensifies over time. I know exactly how this works because I've experienced this state in my own body. There was a time when I suffered such intense headaches that I took 2 bottles of painkillers a day. The pain wasn't just physical, it was a manifestation of the weight I insisted on carrying. And like me, perhaps you too are feeling the physical consequences of what you refuse to release from your mind. Think about how many times you relive a scene from the past, a failure, a comment, a shame, as if you could go back and change something. But the truth is, none of that can be altered. Every minute spent thinking about what's already happened is a minute stolen from the now, the only time that exists. And this silent habit shapes your identity, your decisions, and inevitably your future. It's no coincidence that many people after 40 feel trapped, stagnant, almost powerless to start over. It turns out they haven't yet realized they're holding their own shackles. When that man told me at the hotel, "You only have one head. Let it go completely," something shifted in that instant. It wasn't some magic technique. It was a shock of perception. I realized the pain was my body telling me it was time to let go of everything. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or abandoning people. It simply means stopping mentally fueling what has already served its purpose. Because when you hold on too tight, you harden, and hardening blocks the flow of life, money, relationships, and even opportunities. Look at your life today. What are you still carrying? An old resentment? A job that humiliates you, a debt you've already paid off but continue to relive mentally. Each of these items functions as a repeating vibration that attracts more of the same. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't distinguish between what you remember intensely and what's happening in the now. Every time you relive a trauma or regret, your body releases the same hormones, activates the same neural networks, reignites the same emotional state. And you get stuck in this cycle, believing it's destiny when in reality, it's a repeated pattern. That's why I want you to do something now without excuses. Take a piece of paper and write down everything you feel is holding you back. Don't filter. Write it all down, then crumple it up, tear it up, and throw it away. This is a powerful symbolic gesture for the brain to understand that the weight is being released. The gesture won't erase the memories, but it will initiate a new neural cycle, a cycle that says, "I choose to let go." If you repeat this gesture for a few days, your nervous system will begin to get used to the feeling of lightness. And with that, new ideas, new people, and new opportunities will begin to appear because you've created space for them. Maybe you're wondering, is that all there is? Yes, it's simple, but it's precisely that simplicity that makes it so powerful. Most people complicate things and look for elaborate methods, but after 40, time is your most precious asset. Every second spent with resentment is a second stolen from your freedom. Don't wait for a crisis to understand this. Do it now. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if, instead of carrying the weight of yesterday, you woke up tomorrow feeling completely light. Imagine your health, your mood, your productivity, your relationships, your bank account. Everything changes when you change your mental frequency. It's inevitable. The invisible weight you carry doesn't have to stay there. By letting go, you don't lose anything. You regain everything. You regain energy, clarity, creativity, and a silent strength that was dormant until now. When you release the past, the present expands, and it's in that space that real change begins to happen. It's in that space that you become the master of your own life again. When that man stopped me at the hotel and told me I only had one head, it hit me like lightning. I was carrying 2 heavy suitcases and a throbbing pain that felt like it would explode my head. I was taking pills and pills, but the relief never came. At that moment, he asked me to sit down, breathe, and let go. I resisted because I had a flight to catch, commitments, haste, urgency. But he insisted, you can miss a plane, but you can't lose your head. And then he explained that forgiveness means completely abandoning, without reservations, without any strings attached. It wasn't a cute metaphor. It was a direct instruction for my survival. When I closed my eyes and followed his voice, my body entered a state of deep relaxation I hadn't felt in years. It was as if the world had become silent. For the first time, I realized that the pain was a warning from my body to let go. Not just the thoughts, but also the energy of resistance accumulated over the years. What I learned there is that the human mind carries invisible tensions, and these tensions create abnormal vibrational patterns in the body's cells. This causes blood to rush to specific areas like the head, generating constant pain, pressure, and anxiety. When you just let it go, when you truly let go, the whole body enters a state of coherence. It's not just superficial relaxation. It's a deep reprogramming of your nervous system. Think about how many years you've been accumulating resentments, guilt, shame, fears. Each of these elements takes up space in your mental field, like programs running in the background, draining energy without you realizing it. After 40, this accumulates so intensely that the body begins to give signals: insomnia, blood pressure problems, chronic pain, mental fatigue. When you learn to completely abandon, it's like pressing a reset button in the brain. It's not a mystical trick, it's physiology. The parasympathetic system is activated, stress hormones decrease, brain waves reorganize. You access a state of creativity and clarity that previously seemed impossible. It's in this state that you begin to see solutions that were right in front of you all along. Money, relationships, opportunities, everything begins to flow differently because you've stopped emitting the tension signal that was blocking your own progress. I want you to imagine right now the scene that bothers or consumes you the most today. Now imagine that it's a rope tied to your body. Visualize yourself cutting that rope, releasing it, watching it fall to the ground and disintegrate. This simple practice, repeated for a few minutes every day, completely changes how your brain interprets the problem. When I did this for the first time, my headache disappeared and, more importantly, the urgency and despair inside me disappeared too. I wasn't just pain-free, I was free. This act of letting go doesn't mean forgetting or pretending nothing happened. It means consciously choosing not to carry the energy of it anymore. It's a repeated decision, a training. And the more you train, the more your body and mind adapt to this state. You start to relax faster, to enter deep states of peace in seconds. And curiously, your productivity increases, your creativity flourishes, your patience grows. People notice that your environment changes. It's as if you've recalibrated your own magnetic field. After 40, this practice becomes even more urgent because each year lived accumulates stories, experiences, frustrations. If you don't clear this space, no matter how many books you read or courses you take, you keep trying to build something new on top of a cluttered lot. By genuinely just letting it go, you clear that lot and allow something much greater to grow there. This is the point where your life ceases to be a repetition of the past and becomes a creation of the now. In today's world, where everything is urgent and digital, I recommend setting aside a few minutes for this state of release before opening any app on your phone. Breathe deeply, close your eyes and mentally say, "I release everything that no longer serves me." Don't underestimate the power of this phrase. It's simple, but extremely powerful. The brain associates these words with an internal command, and over time responds automatically, reducing muscle tension, regulating blood pressure, and opening space for new perceptions. That's how I went from a state of constant pain to a state of freedom. And that's exactly how you can, starting today, interrupt the cycle that has been holding you back for years. It doesn't matter if it's a trauma, a debt, or a loss. When you learn to completely abandon, you become the master of the now. And the now is the only place where real change happens. After 40, money ceases to be just numbers in a bank account and begins to carry heavy emotions. Fear of not having enough, shame of not having built more, guilt for having made wrong decisions in the past. These emotions create an invisible barrier between you and the abundance you desire. Studies on financial behavior show that in this age group, more than 70% of people experience anxiety when thinking about their economic future, even those who are financially stable. It's not just a matter of income, it's a matter of mental frequency. Feelings of guilt, shame, or fear block the creative mind and put the body in a state of constant alert, raising hormones like cortisol, which in turn diminishes your ability to see opportunities, take risks, and innovate. It's like trying to drive a car with the emergency brake engaged. When I understood this, I realized that working longer hours or pursuing more financial strategies wouldn't help if I internally harbored beliefs of scarcity. I needed to dissolve the guilt I felt for wanting more and for sometimes failing. This dissolution didn't happen overnight. It began with the understanding that money is neither morally good nor bad. It's neutral, an energy that responds to the frequency you emit. If you emit fear, it moves away. If you emit gratitude, it draws near. After 40, this truth becomes even clearer because you've accumulated enough experiences to notice repeated patterns. Look at your life. How many times have you avoided investing in yourself because you felt you didn't deserve it? How many opportunities have you rejected for fear of losing what you already had? This self-sabotage is fueled by an internal narrative that says, "I'm not worthy, I can't, I don't deserve it." But all of this is programmable. Just as you learn to feel fear, you can learn to feel security. A powerful practice is to rewrite your financial story. Get a notebook and describe in detail the financial life you'd like to have today. Not just numbers, but sensations, peace, freedom, generosity. As you write, your brain begins to map this new reality as possible. An inspiring example is Oprah Winfrey. She has shared that early in her career, she was afraid of her own success and felt guilty about earning more than her family ever imagined. It was only when she accepted that she was worthy of abundance and stopped blaming herself that her career and fortune took an exponential leap. This is an emblematic case because it shows that no matter how talented or prepared you are, if internally you feel shame or guilt, the energy doesn't flow. Money reacts to what you feel, not just what you do. After 40, your challenge isn't to learn more financial strategies, but to change your emotional relationship with money. A simple technique I recommend is, every time a negative thought about money arises, consciously replace it with a positive thought. Money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am worthy of abundance. My financial life improves every day. At first, it may seem mechanical, but that's how you build a new mental programming. When you clear away guilt and shame, you begin to see opportunities where you once only saw risks. New people emerge, partnerships form, ideas appear. This is not coincidence. It's the direct result of changing your frequency. Your brain, previously blocked by fear, begins to activate areas related to creativity and problem solving. Research shows that people with positive thoughts about money are more likely to invest in themselves, take calculated risks, and consequently build wealth over time. This is the shocking formula. It's not about working more, it's about working on your internal vibration. After 40, each limiting belief carries decades of repetition. By dissolving these beliefs, you release energy that has been trapped for years. With this, money begins to flow not as a struggle, but as a natural consequence of a new mindset. Imagine waking up tomorrow without fear of your bank statement, without guilt for wanting to prosper, with the real feeling that money is your ally. This is not utopia. This is the state that arises when you transform the myth of guilt into a space of freedom. You don't need secret formulas to attract money. You need to dissolve the emotions that repel it. In doing so, you not only improve your finances, but also your health, your relationships, and your quality of life. Because money, guilt, and fear are parts of the same emotional system. Change one, and the others transform together. After 40, this is the most powerful shift you can make. It's a profound process, but extremely liberating. And it is precisely this process that makes room for your financial life to finally reflect who you have become on the inside. Over the years, I've learned that relaxation is not a luxury or a reward for after the effort. It's the foundation upon which everything rests. If I hadn't learned to stay relaxed, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. For a long time, I believed I needed to always be in motion, busy, producing. This constant state of alert wore me down from the inside. I only realized the impact of this when I understood that the body and mind function like antennas, constantly picking up and emitting signals. When you live in tension, your frequency becomes distorted, and you begin to attract more of the same. Tense situations, anxious people, opportunities that require excessive effort. When you put yourself in a state of deep relaxation, your vibration reorganizes, the brain shifts from accelerated beta waves to alpha and theta waves, where creativity, intuition, and clarity reside. After 40, this ability becomes even more essential. The body has already accumulated decades of habits, and the mind is full of automatic patterns. If you don't consciously interrupt this cycle, stress becomes the norm. But when you learn to relax deliberately, you redefine the pattern. It's not simply lying on the couch and turning off the TV, it's creating conscious moments of pause, even in the midst of chaos. It's closing your eyes for a minute in the car before entering a meeting. It's taking a deep breath and expanding your abdomen when you feel your heart racing. It's using silence as a tool to clear your mind. These small practices, done repeatedly, program your nervous system to access calmer states faster and more deeply. I usually say that relaxing is like restarting a computer that has frozen. When you press the right button, everything reorganizes. I remember mornings when I had important commitments, presentations to thousands of people, and crucial negotiations. It was at those times that I prioritized relaxation the most. I would close my eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize my entire body becoming light. I imagined myself floating in a neutral space, free from external pressures. This practice not only calmed me, but also gave me clarity to see paths and answers that previously seemed confusing. Science already confirms this. Studies show that conscious breathing techniques reduce stress hormones, strengthen the immune system, and increase the brain's ability to solve complex problems. Relaxation is not a waste of time, it's a gain in mental power. When you are relaxed, you can perceive nuances, details, and opportunities that would go unnoticed in a state of tension. It's as if the world opens up, offering alternative and lighter routes to achieve the same result. I want you to try something simple. Right now, close your eyes, inhale deeply, counting to 4, hold your breath for 2 seconds, and exhale, counting to 6. Do this 3 times. This simple pattern already induces your body to enter parasympathetic mode, the one that calms, balances, and heals. Repeat this exercise every day, preferably when you wake up, before picking up your phone, and at night, before going to sleep. Over time, you will realize that you don't need to wait for a crisis to relax. Your body will learn to access this state almost instantly. After 40, it's common to believe that relaxing is laziness or that you don't have time for it. But the truth is, the more you relax, the more efficient you become. Your productivity increases because you act from a place of clarity, not urgency. Your relationships improve because you speak more calmly, listen more attentively. Your health strengthens because your body finally comes out of constant defense mode. This is the key to living longer and better, to expanding your ability to attract and create. Imagine starting each day with this serenity. Imagine facing a financial problem, a family conflict, or a professional decision from a state of deep inner calm. It is in this state that answers appear, creativity emerges, and the right insight manifests. And it is in this state that you become irresistible to opportunities because life responds to your vibration. Relaxing is, therefore, a strategic and profoundly transformative act. It is the space where you regain your personal power, reconnect with your potential, and begin to influence the world from a stable center, instead of reacting to external chaos. This practice, if done consistently, transforms not only your mental health, but your entire life. Don't wait for your body to scream for rest. Start now, intentionally, to cultivate moments of deep relaxation. Over time, this becomes your new foundation, and everything around you begins to reflect this change. This is the point where you cease to be a hostage to stress and begin to use relaxation as a powerful tool to create the reality you want to live. After 40, financial liberation does not depend only on the size of your salary or your accumulated wealth. It depends on how you think, feel, and act in relation to money. I have discovered in practice that it is no use increasing the numbers if the mentality remains the same. It's like pouring new wine into old bottles. The flavor doesn't change, the essence remains the same. Many believe their financial problems will vanish with higher earnings, but the truth is, without an internal frequency shift, more money just magnifies the same issues. The shocking formula lies in aligning your mind with the life you desire, not the life you fear losing. This alignment starts with a simple act: observing your daily automatic thoughts about money. Phrases like, "I'll never get out of debt," "Money is hard to earn, I can't risk it now," act as internal commands your brain translates into external reality. After 40, these phrases carry decades of emotional reinforcement, hence their potency. But just as they were ingrained, they can be removed and replaced. That's why I recommend a very specific challenge. For 21 days, consciously replace any negative money-related phrase with a positive affirmation. "If I can't" arises, swap it for "I'm learning to." If there's never any leftover surfaces, replace it with "Money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources." This is how you reprogram a mental habit. I've experienced this firsthand. There was a time when my life felt like an endless cycle of bills, commitments, and frantic rushing. While my mind vibrated with scarcity, I attracted more situations confirming that scarcity. When I started shifting my frequency, even without earning a single extra dollar, I noticed opportunities began appearing differently. Strangers offered business deals, clients arrived without me searching, lucrative ideas emerged during simple moments of relaxation. This isn't coincidence, it's cause and effect. Think of people you know or have heard about who transformed their financial reality after changing their mindset. They didn't have a magic map. They had a clear decision to break free from the old pattern. Research from Cambridge University shows that beliefs about money are primarily formed in childhood and tend to persist into adulthood unless consciously reprogrammed. This information is powerful because it reveals it's not your personality to be this way, it's merely a learned pattern. After 40, you possess a valuable asset: experience. You've weathered highs and lows, witnessed cycles repeating. Leverage this to test new ways of thinking. Each time you practice a new positive belief, you weaken the neural pathway of the old belief. Over time, your brain prefers the new narrative. And when the narrative shifts, your decisions shift. When your decisions shift, your results shift. Imagine waking up every day feeling that money is an ally, not an enemy. Imagine facing an unexpected bill and, instead of panicking, telling yourself, "I have infinite resources." This situation will resolve itself. This confidence isn't delusion. It's a vibrational state aligning you with creative solutions, helpful contacts, and previously invisible paths. The more you practice, the faster these opportunities come to you. It's also crucial to understand that financial freedom isn't just about having money left over. It's about having the clarity to say no to what no longer serves you. It's about investing time in loved ones. It's about waking up without fear of the future. This freedom begins in the mind, with small daily changes. When you consciously choose to nurture thoughts of abundance, you create space for new ideas, new relationships, new results. Take this 21-day challenge seriously. Write your positive affirmations on paper. Stick them on your bathroom mirror, in your car, on your computer screen. Read them aloud, record them on your phone, and listen throughout the day. The more you expose yourself to this new frequency, the more natural it will become. This is the secret few apply. It's not about a sudden leap. It's about slowly reprogramming until one day you wake up and realize you're already living in the abundance you once only imagined. This process is liberating because it restores power to you. Instead of waiting for the external world to change before feeling secure, you change your inner world and let the external respond. This is the essence of financial liberation after 40. It's not a destination. It's an internal state reflected in what you attract, what you choose, and what you build. When you understand this, you realize it's never too late to begin, and that with each positive thought, you're already moving toward your own freedom. What you've just heard isn't just a collection of ideas, it's an invitation to change how you experience the present. The most important point is this: everything you desire begins in the present moment, not in the past or the future. When you choose to release the weight, shift your frequency, and consciously act in the now, you create space for life to flow in a completely new way. This is the key that transforms guilt into freedom, anxiety into clarity, and scarcity into abundance. Continue nurturing this new way of thinking because each small decision in the present builds the path to your evolution. And now I want you to proceed to the next video appearing on the screen. There, you'll climb another step on this journey, expanding your wisdom and becoming 1% better than you are now. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next video.